As Afghanistan continues to remain in turmoil with an imminent threat to neighbouring nations, India is now interestingly stepping up its efforts to be on the safe side. In the latest development, the Indian Foreign Affairs Minister S Jaishankar has spoken to his US counterpart Antony Blinken over the phone. Now, the crisis in Afghanistan dominated a majority of the discussion between the two politicians. The talks were on a broad range of shared priorities between India and the United States, and this included coordination on Afghanistan and also in the United Nations. This also marks the third conversation held in the month of August between the two leaders on the situation in Afghanistan. The US State Department spokesperson Ned Price also issued a statement after the phone call between the two leaders, stressing on international cooperation on the turmoil unfolding in Afghanistan. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also spoken with the Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi. Security and humanitarian challenges arising out of the current crisis in Afghanistan is, of course, a matter for India, because remember, India is planning to take in some of the refugees from Afghanistan. Now, both the leaders have, of course, condemned the horrific terror attack that took place at the Kabul International Airport. The Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi also discussed the need for a special leaders-level meeting on Afghanistan by the G20 grouping. Now, Italy is the chair for the G20 this year and will be hosting all meetings with the groupings, including the Leaders Summit in the month of October. Remember, it is Italy's idea to have a special session on Afghanistan, and it is now being discussed with several other G20 member nations as well. Meanwhile, India is, of course, deliberating upon a wait-and-watch policy on Afghanistan. This is an interesting policy that India has developed over the years, to wait and to watch as events unfold. And till there is clarity on the entity that would actually form a government in Kabul, India is, of course, hedging its bets. Taliban is, at this point of time, trying to reach out to many nations in the region and internationally, including India. The Taliban's Sher Mohammad Abbas Tanikzai, who interestingly during his younger days was educated in India, has in fact called for good ties with India. Now, this is the first public comment by a very senior Taliban member on India after the fall of Kabul. Remember, this Taliban leader, of course, has a very old connection with India. Sher Mohammad Tanikzai, one of Taliban's 7 most powerful figures, had been educated in one of the top colleges in India.
هندوستان د دې منطقې یو مهم ملک دی او موږ غواړو چې خپل کلتوري فرهنګي تجارتي اقتصادي روابط چې په خوام له هند سره درلود دې ته دوام ورکړو او بلکې وده ورته ورکړو. زموږ تجارت د پاکستان له لارې هند ته ډېر مهم دی چې د تجارانو ملي تجارانو په مخ باندې خلاص دي. هوایي لارې هوایي کوریډور د هندوستان سره باید چې موږ خلاص وساتل شي او دا لازم دی چې باید وشي. نو موږ د خپلو
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.